Let's see the new champ, guys. Let's see the new champ. New champ, apparently AP, assassin, mid laner, whatever. Let's just see real fast. We're gonna check it out. See if Ra's been cooking or if it's another copy paste like Zahin or something like that. I didn't like Zahin. I feel like few months after release, I don't think Zahin is like cool at all. I feel like majority of people already like not play him that much. I don't know. At least not in high elo games. Maybe he's popular. I don't know. Let's see.
Years of intense occult training, LOCKE became an expert at tracking down monsters and purging their evil without hesitation. Fearless in the face of danger, with no tolerance for the guilty, LOCKE is on a mission to make the world a more honest place.
I like
one
the theme.
exorcism at a time. In-game, LOCKE is an AP assassin who turns early skirmishes into major advantages, snowballing into a devastating weapon against squishy enemy targets.
What? Oh no.
It's time to lock in, mid laners. Welcome to the LOCKE Champion Spotlight.
I already see some overloaded stuff. Uh-oh.
Let's start with LOCKE's passive Silver Stake, which empowers his auto attacks with bonus damage on hit. Silver Stake's damage increases based on the
bonus damage on hit, okay.
enemy's missing health, enabling him to deal more damage to weakened foes.
So it's like an Echo W?
LOCKE's Q is Ritual Nails. He throws a nail forward, damaging, marking, and slowing all enemies hit. He can recast this ability twice more before going on cooldown, with the slow improving on enemies with more marks.
Okay, I would say that's a cool ability.
Marked enemy consumes the Ritual Nails, dealing significant damage per stack.
Okay.
Ritual Nails pierce, allowing you to get stacks on multiple enemies simultaneously. Be
sure to
aim them properly to maximize your damage.
That's a cool ability.
LOCKE's W, Soul Ignition, which increases his movement speed, decaying over a few seconds.
So Pike W, kinda?
LOCKE suffers true damage based on his current health every second. When the ability ends or is recast, LOCKE heals based on the champion damage taken, including self-damage.
Really? It's literally just... It's just literally just like Ringer W, but instead of like having to press it at the exact moment, you just press it and then you're like kinda immune to a lot of damage. Wow, this champ's gonna eat ban rate. I can already feel it. Not just like because it's an assassin, right? But like there's a lot of frustrating parts of this kit already.
His missing health and how long the ability was active. Soul Ignition can be recast while crowd control, so even if you're out of other options, make sure to heal back up before your opponent sends you to an early grave.
It can be recast while crowd control. That's really weird because it removes a layer of counterplay, right? A lot of champions like Echo, for example, has this where during CC he cannot ult, so you actually can, you know, CC him and burst him really fast. The fact that this is the only champ that's just going to not have this is crazy. It's a massive layer of counterplay removal.
Every assassin
but I guess Rengar can do it.
Needs a way to stick to their target. LOCKE's E, Ashen Pursuit, lets him blink, dealing damage around him upon arrival. After casting, LOCKE's next attack will trigger a dash toward his target, damaging all enemies in his path. Ashen Pursuit also consumes Ritual Nail stacks, just as basic attacks would. Ashen Pursuit's dash is a fixed distance.
Wait, what? I need to watch this again.
Every assassin needs a way to stick to their target. LOCKE's E, Ashen Pursuit, lets him blink, dealing damage around him upon arrival. After casting, LOCKE's next attack will trigger a dash toward his target, damaging all enemies in his path. Ashen Pursuit also consumes Ritual Nail stacks, just as basic attacks.
So he has two dashes.
Ashen Pursuit's dash is a fixed distance, so keep your positioning in mind when hunting down your foes. Whenever LOCKE secures a takedown, Ashen Pursuit's cooldown resets.
Cooldown resets, so there's gonna be a lot of... It gives me like... This champ already gives me like Katarina Talon type of vibes. It's like... This champ's gonna have a massive player base. You can already feel it. Like, just so many fun parts if you pilot LOCKE, of course. So many fun parts, so much skill expression with the way you know, use your Qs to hit multiple targets. You're probably gonna have to hold your Qs, not just insta spam them. W timing, E. It's just there's just a lot already. There's a lot.
allowing you to keep staking your claim across the enemy backline.
I'm wondering what the ult is.
Finally, Locke's ultimate is Purgatory. He throws his totem, which fires out to damage and slow enemies in that area. The totem stays open for several seconds. During that period, afflicted champions are executed if they drop below the health threshold, whereupon their souls are pulled inside the totem. If any souls were trapped, the totem seals itself and remains where it was thrown at the end of its duration. Locke can pick it up to partially refund Purgatory's cooldown and gain a permanent bonus for each afflicted champion who was killed. Purgatory's debuff is time-based, not distance-based. Run as far as you want, but if you're brought low while the totem is active, there is no escape. Fun fact, abilities like Maxwell's Wind Wall can't block the incoming totem toss, but they can interact with the missile it throws upon landing. Just a little detail that'll help you nail down players who don't know any better. You're welcome. Locke needs to be aggressive early and
I mean,
often.
that is a lot for an ability. It's like so much. So much. Wow. But also, like, the kit is like... There's no spell out of place here. It fits perfectly with how the champ wants to play. It's not like a Vax where 2 spells make sense and then 2 spells make sense and then altogether 4 don't make sense. Here, everything fits perfectly together. Like, the kit is just... It's a hard one to balance, I think.
To become a major
I think the numbers on this champ are probably gonna have to be dog shit for this to not be actually OP.
threat. Look for opportunities to secure 3 ritual nail stacks and massively slow the enemy lane, especially if they're overextended in the laning phase. Time your Ashen Pursuit dash to cut off their escape route. Soul Ignition allows Locke to go all in on high stakes plays. Use W to gain the movement speed needed to tower dive. Stay in the fight as long as you can.
Like, E gives him 2 dashes. If you have like passive stacks or something like that, or Q stacks, I don't really understand how it works. And then the fact that his E gives him resets, and the fact that his ult executes, like there's some potential for some Katarina type of... Oh, it's Echo E. It's basically Echo E. So you dash first and then boom, another auto and it's another dash. It's just Echo E, I guess. So it's a lot more range on the C than you might like anticipate. Like there's a lot of reach here. I mean, obviously every assassin will need a spell that's gonna make you stick to the opponents, right? And then when it comes to the ult, like the fact that it's AoE execute that you can like pick up or something as well. And it's not, what is it not? It's not time based. Wait, it's not travel based, it's time based or something. So even if you escape the area but you're low, you die or something like that. So I'm thinking there's just gonna be some combos here that you're gonna be using. Like, wouldn't like, I don't know what champ, like, if you either have some sort of a champ that like groups people together so then you can get multiple ult, like AoE ult off on them, or maybe something that makes champions go low, like Karthus ult, like, I don't know, like there's just some crazy combos here that I can already see working well, like Ral Jarvan type.
And recast the ability just in time to heal back up and survive the encounter. Early in the game, Locke has the damage and mobility he needs to take punishing trades against tankier champions. But Locke's damage doesn't scale off max health, so defensive items in the mid to late game can greatly hinder his kill potential.
That makes sense.
Use Purgatory and Ashen Pursuit resets to chain kills off their squishier teammates before taking them on. Like most assassins, Locke is relatively fragile and weak to crowd control. Coordinated ganks can punish his early aggression, and he'll struggle to get value from ritual nails if you approach him from different angles. However, if you leave Locke unmarked or take unnecessary risks in the laning phase, you'll have a hellish game ahead of you. If you love AP assassins or thrilling snowball champions like Echo or Zed, you'll enjoy the high-risk, high-reward gameplay Locke delivers.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, a lot of things here that are being said, I can see it. Just the way you're gonna use your W is gonna give you so much health back. But the thing is, like, it's an assassin, right? So assassins are supposed to be squishy. So, or like usually. I mean, I don't know what this champion will buy. Is it gonna be like a protobelt user? Because you know, you want to be kinda tanky to get more value out of your W, right? I don't know exactly what the build's gonna be. And then I guess he doesn't have percent damages in kit, so this champ will probably struggle to kill like tankier opponents, similar to like some other assassins, which is a good thing, I guess, because he already has a lot of other things in the kit that give him a lot more compared to other champs. And then let's actually see if there's some is there some numbers I can react to? Let's see. There's like a skin spotlight video. LOCKE pins enemy souls with his attacks, dealing bonus magic damage on hit. Increase based on enemy missing health. Applies a slow based on stacks. Attacking the enemy consumes the soul nails, dealing magic damage per stack. Restores a portion of cooldown and mana. Okay, yeah, I was gonna actually look for something like that, because you have to understand it's supposed to be a mid laner, right? A lot of mid lane champs, especially melee champs, they need certain things in their kit in order to cheat laning phase. Like Talon, for example, has a random Q on minion heal, and then his W has really high damage, so he can actually just W the wave twice and go away, right? Because if he wouldn't have that, the champ wouldn't be able to lane. So when it comes to LOCKE, I was thinking, well, if he's a mid laner, he needs to have either some sort of a cooldown refund, or like a mana refund, or like a health regen type thing. Like there has to be something here. And it says restores a portion of cooldown and mana for unspent nails. Because you have to imagine, how is this champion gonna lane, right? He throws Qs, that's his range spell, like similar to like Kiana has Q, Talon has W, Akali has Q, I don't know, right? Okay. Or like Diana has Q, Echo has Q. So they need some sort of a wave clear ability, and this spell like needs to be able to wave clear spells well, because wave well, because if this champion doesn't by level 9 kill the wave really fast with like triple Q, then you know, it's kind of hard to make an assassin work on lane. Okay, so he gets cooldown refunded for Q and mana. Oh wait, I'm stupid. This is for unspent nails. I'm not even actually reading properly. So this is if you don't use all your Qs. So he doesn't have anything in the kit? I guess then his Q just must deal a lot of damage, is what I'm thinking. Like his Q just must deal a lot of damage for the wave to die fast. Like I don't know, I don't see what else I'm missing here. While this effect is active, he suffers percent health true damage per second. Okay. Wait, LOCKE releases his own seals gaining move speed. While this effect is active, he suffers percent health true damage per second, but he is back a portion of damage taken plus an additional amount based on missing health and time passed. The seals remain unbound for a few seconds and be recast to end early. Okay, so what am I missing here? So his W is gonna drain his health permanently. So this is gonna make it to have some skill expression. So you don't just press W once and wait for the full duration. A lot of times you're gonna want to press W on the correct timer, eat up a spell really fast, and then press it again, right? Just so you stop taking percent health true damage. Now I don't know how much health he's gonna be losing, but this actually makes sense. This is not akin to Mundo W, because Mundo W IMO, it's almost never worth to recast the spell early. Like sometimes it is, but a lot of times you're just gonna hold it. This champ looks so fucking fun. I think it will be really fun, yeah. I think this is like a modernized version of an assassin kit. It's kind of like how I see it. Like an AP assassin, very modernized version with some kinda cool spells. Like a lot of spells are, they are a bit copy-paste of other champs, but they are still kinda unique in their own way. I think this would be really fun to play. And I think the kit holistically makes a lot of sense together. But again, the only thing I'm skeptical of is like the balance of the champion. First of all, Assassin, probably very solo queue skewed compared to Pro. I mean, maybe he sees Pro play in the early days, but long term, maybe. I mean, the kit for Pro play, I'm not sure, maybe. I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but maybe. But the balance of the champ just seems really tough. Like, it's probably gonna have to have some weak numbers somewhere, is what I'm thinking. Okay, E blinks to location, dealing magic damage around him. After his next attack, dashes to his target, dealing magic damage to all enemies in his path. Each of these hits consumes soul nails. Cooldown resets on takedown. Okay. So soul nails are only the soul nails are the Q, and you can only throw 3 Qs. So okay, one thing that I'm wondering is how short the cooldown on Q is. Because it might be possible with enough haste to Q, and then get Q back up really fast before the stacks expire. That could be interesting for the champ. Yeah, cooldown resets on takedown. Just a lot of like Katarina type of moments in team fights and skirmishes. Okay, Locke kicks a binding artifact to a location that opens on arrival, shooting chained soul snails at enemies in the area, dealing magic damage and slowing. Marked champions that are brought below a threshold are pulled inside and killed. If a champion is executed, the duration of the binding is reset on other affected champions. What? So it's like a Varus ult, but it like spreads on resets? So this has like infinite potential. Like how I'm seeing is like this ult might just trigger 5 times in a skirmish if like you get the perfect moment where like they're grouped together and like Rel ults them or something, and then you get like the perfect ultimate. After a few seconds, the artifact seals itself and is left on the ground if a champ was sealed. If Locke picks up an artifact, he permanently increases the execution threshold and refunds a portion of his current cooldown for each champion sealed. Wow. So, wow, okay, this part I didn't actually realize was in the kit. Permanently increases the execution threshold. So it has a scaling component, right? Kind of like a Raylan Soul E. The more stacks you have, the higher the execution threshold is. Now the thing is, it's very interesting how the ult's gonna work, because what is the range of the execution is my question, right? Like, what? Like, I wonder what the number here is, because as you can see, the AoE on the spell is very big, IMO, and so if you get multiple ults off per game and you just keep increasing this execution threshold, this might be really dangerous compared to ASOL E. Like ASOL E can go like 40% execution, right? If it's like you have a lot of stacks. But the thing is, they have to be super in the middle for execute to work. So it normally doesn't work that well. Like it's not that game breaking because it's kind of hard to pull it off the execution unless it's like very late and people get CC'd for a long time. This is like, and then splash arts. Ooh, I like that skin. Wow, okay. That skin gives you a lot different vibes. Damn, okay. This champ is crazy. I mean, honestly, like, I think the fact that we haven't had like a proper assassin champ in a long time, because I don't count Naafiri as a proper champ. Naafiri is a failure. I think I'm personally like kind of positive towards this champion. Usually, I don't like new releases, but I think this one might be fine. Is how I see it. Because like the last 10 releases of League, I think Hui was by far the best one, and then after you skipped a part. Where did I skip? What did I skip? I don't get it. Didn't I do everything? He looks good compared to flop like Zahin and Yunara. I think Yunara is fine, but Zahin was not that good, and I flamed Zahin when it came out. More text on R. Oh wait, yes, a permanent stacking health percent executability. Riot stated it only increases by around 0.5% per stack, so don't expect really to get it to 100% execute threshold. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, because like I'm thinking, depending on the champ. Wait, the champ uses mana, right? Yeah, he uses mana. Okay. I was thinking like it probably cannot be too big because, like, for example, low elo games can go very long. You get a lot of ults off. Let's say he buys some haste, which he for sure will. Let's say like Protobelt or whatever. Like this champion, he probably cannot have a big number in the execute. This can go way too high. So the last thing I'm thinking about here when it comes to this champ is what I've noticed is every single ability does magic damage. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Passive, magic damage on hit. Q, magic damage. E, magic damage. Ult, magic damage. So yes, because it's no percent, there's no percent damage in the kit. MR will be very good against this champion. Very, very good. You will just buy MR, yeah. Magic resist will be the play. And then this champ will probably need like void stuff or something. Probably. I think he's a conqueror user. I mean, I don't know the numbers, right? But just on the first glance, I'm thinking electrocute's probably kind of easy because Q will probably give you multiple ticks of electrocute, and you get sudden impact, which will work really well with E, right? That's what I'm thinking. Like electrocute sounds kind of good, Conqueror. I don't. He doesn't give me the. He doesn't give me like the vibe where you actually fight, just because the passives don't hit. It doesn't give me like the vibe. It gives me Echo vibes, you know. Echo doesn't play Conqueror. I mean, there was once upon a time where Echo was actually Conqueror was his best build. That was a long time ago, right? It's like more of like Halo Blades, Electrocute type of vibe, like either triple fast attack or Electrocute. Is there numbers on the Vandal video,
Well,
maybe?
high mobility.
No. I think there's no numbers. Yeah, everything is the same. Alright. That's the champion. Yeah, TLDR, I think it's looking like one of the better releases, honestly, recently. In the last few years. One of the better releases. Looks very fun to play. Looks probably very tilting to play against. Maybe a high ban rate champ. Maybe it's another Mel. But probably not as bad as Mel. I'm gonna spam the shit out of this, bro. Yeah, when it comes out, it's probably gonna be mega OP, just like every new release. Like 90% of new releases are OP, like 99%. The last time a new release was dog shit was Hui, by the way. Was Hui, who turns out to be the best release Riot has done, at least in my opinion, in the last few years. But just like every assassin champ, time is really what kills assassins, you know. Unless they have a very modernized kit, like unless they have a kit that can actually withstand at least like high elo play. But like LOCKE, he seems to have like things in his kit that I think will make him like high elo skewed, similar to Katarina. So I think he will be a good champ for high elo players. It's kind of my feeling.